for questions.
All right. I was going to start by saying like I was Zoom bombing this because Jimmy Fallon and Michelle Obama did this great thing where they like jumped into people's Zooms and they were like, what is this? Oh, wrong Zoom, wrong Zoom. And I felt like you guys would really appreciate that, but maybe wrong crowd. Anyway, I just wanted to thank you all for this opportunity to chat with you. I'm beyond thrilled to be taking over the helm of the Badger Women's Basketball Program. This was from the time I just started even thinking about coming to Madison and starting to research and, then I started talking with the people. It's just really been a whirlwind, as you can imagine, but it's also been really exciting, and I'm inspired to get started and to really set this program in the right direction. So I appreciate you guys showing up. I know Shaka might have been a better draw, but you know what? A girl can dream. So thank you so much, and looking forward to meeting you all in person.
Okay, first question from Jeff Patricus.
Yeah, Marisa, obviously you came as an assistant for 9 years.
Where are you from, Jeff?
I'm sorry, Diane. It's been a while, long day. Jeff Patricus from the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. Obviously, 9 years at Uconn, there's an established standard there. You go to take on the challenge at your alma mater. After 3 years, you decide to take on this challenge. Obviously, Wisconsin has struggled the last 10 years in terms of getting to the NC2As. What intrigued you about the challenge, and what factors led you to believe that it was a challenge or a risk worth taking?
No, I think that's a great question. So first of all, I think for me, I don't think I've ever done anything that was like super easy. People might say, going to Uconn was an easy decision, but working there, oftentimes on the outside looking in, people think it's just the kids you just roll out the ball and it just happens. But it's actually they put an incredible amount of work in. As coaches, we put an incredible amount of work in, and we're really dedicated to the craft. And so I think that prepared me to take on my alma mater and try to turn that around. And so when I saw this opportunity here, I really wasn't, what intrigued me, I guess, was that every sport I felt like besides women's basketball in Madison had done well and was doing well, and I think shortly thereafter of even kind of like beginning to talk, women's ice hockey won national championship. I was like, no pressure. And so, I've seen what the men have done over the years. And when I got on campus and saw the actual resources within the buildings, but then talked about the different programming that we had here with Forward 360 and a lot of the other things that are here and kind of in support spaces, I really thought, you know what, it's possible, and I feel confident that with my ability to connect with people and keep people excited about Wisconsin again, because that's the other thing. Having worked at Minnesota, I know what it's like with the affinity for a place. When you have these college towns and people grow up and it's everything is Wisconsin and they want to be a Badger, and so we just have to kind of connect with those folks from a young age and get them to understand, hey, we're going to do something special here and we want you to be a part of it.
George
Bilecki, NBC 15. Coach, congrats on the new job. Kind of touch on it, what attracted you to this job. Can you kind of take us through the timeline? Did you approach UW? Did they approach you? When did the discussions, interview process start for you? And then also on top of that, for you, you said you'll get to Madison on Wednesday. Obviously, it's really fast movement, but what's kind of your first order of business to start building the blocks here in Madison?
Yeah, so as far as the timeline, I was contacted. We lost on Sunday the 15th, and I was contacted on that Monday. As you can imagine, I was still licking my wounds and doing a little stress cleaning. Got the call that there was potentially some interest, and from there I got on a Zoom the next day, just kind of an initial contact, and then a more formal Zoom, and then on Tuesday of last week, flew out and interviewed on Wednesday, and then kind of the rest is, as they say, history. So really, it's been like you said, a whirlwind, but it's been really fantastic. As far as kind of what the first steps are, initial steps are, I think I needed to meet my team. And obviously over Zoom, that's not the most intimate way to meet people, but I mean, we've all been doing it for a year, and we're now best friends. Obviously, we've spent the last 10 minutes together. So, but no, I think that it was really imperative that I got in front of the players, that I spoke with incoming recruits, and then that I really started to establish relationships with people in the department that are going to also be a part of making or breaking our success. And I know that this is not something that I will do on my own. And so I want to make sure that everyone understood, I understand the collaboration, it's teamwork makes the dream work, as people say, but I also think that, I want them to know who I am as a person, because we're all going to be recruiting for Wisconsin. And so if you know who I am, then you can feel really comfortable, speaking on, about me and things of that nature if anyone ever stopped and spoke to you. So that's kind of the first order of business, really kind of solidifying those relationships with the players. That's really, for me, kind of paramount to our success.
Jim Polzine.
Jim Polzane from Wisconsin State Journal. Marisa, we spoke on Friday. We're old friends now, so good to talk to you again. You had mentioned something the other day about, keeping in-state talent and how important that was. Obviously, the phrase around here that gets used a lot is build a wall around Wisconsin. This program's had trouble doing that over the years. What's that process look like for you in terms of establishing those relationships with student athletes and also coaches and people kind of that are important in that area?
Yeah, I think we should maybe change that phrase, building a wall. It's a negative connotation, but I see where you're going with that. But yeah, no, I think for me, keeping, kind of the Wisconsin talent in state starts with high school coaches, starts with camps, and, really identifying talent, but also cultivating relationships from a young age. I think it's also building trust with the community, and them understanding kind of, again, who I am, who my staff is, and kind of who we are as people, so that they feel connected and they're committed to what we're building. I think it's, being transparent that you're not going to be an overnight success story, but that it's going to take some time to get this done, but that, to kind of be invested in that process with us. And I think, ultimately, it's going to be about making relationships with the best players and them feeling like, you know what, I want to come and I want to represent my, hometown school, and I want to be able to do something that hasn't been done for a while. Because, it's really easy a lot of times for people to just kind of jump on something that's already been going. But it's kind of cool to be able to leave a legacy at a place that you haven't, that hasn't had it for a while, and really make a name, not only for yourself, but even more, bring even more, kind of attention or respect to a place that is so revered by so many people.
Calvin?
Hey, Coach. I'm Calvin Wetzel with Her Hoop Stats. So I have a little bit of a statsy question, I guess. What role will analytics play, if any, in this program in the way that you coach this team?
That's so funny. I just had another conversation about this. I got an A in statistics here at BU, humble brag, but I stink at math. So, and I am much more of a coach who coaches by feel than numbers. And so I think, I use the stats to point out to my players, hey, the numbers don't lie. So you're not shooting good percentage, and we need you to not shoot threes right now. But I think at the end of the day, that's not something that I really kind of gravitated towards. I'm not opposed to it, but I really think that the way that I've kind of crafted my coaching philosophy is definitely more on feel and what I see players doing, and then hopefully the numbers bear that out, but not too much with the analytics.
Jacko?
Break your heart.
That's good.
Hi, Coach. Mike Jocks, NBC 15. Congratulations. We're excited to have you here. Two questions, quick questions though. What's the thing you're most excited about coming to Madison, and what kind of coach will we see on the sidelines? Is that going to be somebody that's up in? We talked a little bit about the referees already, but are you somebody that's going back and forth on the sidelines, getting in people's faces a little bit? Just wondering what we'll see.
Okay, most excited. outside of, obviously coming and working at the university, I love the water. So I just can't wait to experience Madison in the summer and kind of get a feel for my new home and meet people in the area. Let's see. Well, if you look at anything online, you'll see that you would not look at me as like a Brad Stevens, for example. I definitely am a little bit more spirited, if you will, passionate. I like to have conversations with the referees and really just kind of show them, what it is that I feel like they could do potentially better. I've never gotten a technical foul in my 3 years of being a head coach, nor have I gotten a technical as assistant, which could happen. And so I think the questions I ask are usually warranted. The tone I use has been helpful with the mask. And, I love to, I wear high heels at most of my games, and I also will run in them down the sideline if I feel like, my kids need to really push the ball or get in a defensive stance. So that's kind of what you'll see. So hopefully, the subdued, potentially somewhat subdued folks of the Midwest will be okay with my Northeast New England kind of spirit.
Steve? AP, Steve, are you there?
Yes, there. I had trust time with the mute button. Steve McGargy, Associated Press. I apologize, I came in a little late, but I was just wondering first if you could share the biggest things you learned at Uconn that have helped you as a head coach, and also just what you think are reasonable expectations here at Wisconsin in the short term and the long term.
Yeah, for sure. So lessons learned at Uconn, first and foremost, was just the culture, how critical that was, getting the right type of people. You're going to have a certain level of talent, obviously, that can play at that level, but they have to be really good people who are selfless and who are bought into something bigger than themselves. Also learn just how important it was to work extremely hard and have the players kind of. Coach Ariam had a phrase: "We don't do it till we get it right. We do it till we can't get it wrong." And I think that that's like something I really took away, that, we don't just move on from something because the clock ran out. We want to make sure that we've gotten better at it, and every single day we get better. And it's funny, when on my interview, I spoke with Greg Gard, and I know they do a lot of stuff with fundamentals, and that's something else that we're really key on. I mean, a lot of people would come to practice and they thought there was some kind of secret sauce in the way that it happened, but really it was just about making sure we got better at the small things, because then the small things turned into big things. As far as kind of projections, I don't want to box myself in there, because then I'm sure that, you'll come back and be like, Associated Press said, but not that you would do that, Steve, but like I've heard other people, you know what I mean? No, I think for me, I want to take the program in a positive direction. I want to, put one foot in front of the other each day. And I really do think that we can be successful here. I don't think that the cupboard is bare with what we have right now. I told my team this, and I will tell them again when we're in person. They're my team. A lot of times people think that, oh, well, wait till you get your own players in here. Those are my players. And, we're going to build something special this year with what we have. And then we're going to continue to build, because that's how you build a winning culture. And so if we can establish a really great foundation this year and do things the right way and play really hard and do things till we get it right, not till we get it, till we can't get it wrong, then I think we have a good chance of taking a step in the right direction.
Lance?